Hey guys, meteorologist Lindsey Slater here. So today we're talking about our storm chances. Now, over the last couple of days, we are watching this frontal boundary. It's called a stationary front. Not exactly a warm front, not exactly a cold front. It's kind of both. So it kind of wiggles back and forth. And wherever it wiggles is where it takes the rain and the storm chances. It's a very repetitive pattern because nothing really pushes out that stationary front until we get another system behind it to help push it on out of here. So we have it hanging around mainly near the state line, and it kind of like cheats a tiny bit to the north during the day today. And that is why the rounds of storms that we were tracking have also shifted a little north. We did get some rain overnight last night, and you can see on the radar, it's kind of in Michigan now, kind of exiting that area. And you see some more areas of rain right over here. You can see my mouse right there. So, what does that mean for us? Likely, this activity that's right here, that's going to keep going towards Waupun, Oshkosh, Appleton, and maybe northern Sheboygan County. So, if you're in some of our northern counties, you will likely see some of this activity. But when I came in this morning, I looked at the radar and I was like, yeah, I can see it. It was all in southwestern Wisconsin. So, if you were to just look at the radar and not have any meteorological knowledge on how stationary fronts work, maybe you didn't look at upper level winds, maybe you weren't noticing the current trends. These are all things that I have to consider when forecasting. If you saw it here and it was moving east, you would think, wow, we're going to get slammed by all this rain. But I was noticing a lot of it was drying up before it was getting here. I mean, like completely dried up. So I was like, okay, we have northeasterly wind. It's a drying wind. It kind of eats away at that rain, kind of like Pac-Man going for those little dots. So that's a really good way to kill some rain, especially light rain. But also that boundary is wiggling still. So it's moving that heavy axis of the moisture coming in a little bit further to the north. So then I went, okay, let's go ahead and check out some of the weather models. Okay. A lot of weather models. Remember what I've said before. If the model does not handle the current conditions well, it is not going to handle the rest of the day at all. So you can throw that one out. I looked at these models and I was like, you know what? It's handling things really well. And as you can see, a lot of activity just kind of staying to the north. So this is the 12Z. This is the newest one. Let's go back to the 60. And you can see, yeah, there's just isolated chances. And now we're at midnight and there was like not a whole lot going on around here. So I said to myself, I'm going to take rain out of the forecast. It's all going north because of where the boundary is. So it wiggles. So it was further south this morning. So we got that rain this morning. It goes up this afternoon. So it pushes that rain to the north. And due to those northeasterly winds that are kicking in, there is some low level dry air that's being eaten up. I just don't see a lot of activity. Then we keep going in the forecast and we're kind of in that zone of where things are around us but not happening directly to us. So the next 3 days I have in the forecast basically pop-up storm chances. We're a lot colder than yesterday too. Let's show you the latest surface, which highlights yesterday we topped out at 88 degrees. Did not break a record. The record is 95, by the way. But you can see, yeah, today we're just going to get into those upper 60s. Tomorrow I'm thinking low 70s. This is the latest. I think this is the H. Yeah, this is still the high resolution rapid refresh. So still the H trip. Here's that area of low pressure over off to the west. And you can see right here, this is where the boundary is. You can really see it right there where those winds are different. That's your boundary and it's further south. And then it kind of goes north and south and north. I hate stationary fronts. They are the bane of my existence because you cannot accurately predict where they're heading, figure out the timing of storms. And we knew there would be storms. It's just like, what do I go on air and say? I don't know where they're going to be. That's honestly the case. The confidence I have on stationary fronts is very low because they wiggle so much. And usually they wiggle a lot due to maybe the low level jet influencing them, moisture transport, warm air advection, convection during the day or daytime heating as well. I mean, a lot of things alter. There's too many variables. So it's almost, I don't want to say it's an unpredictable weather system, but it kind of is. We know things are going to happen around it. It's just how they form. It's a little bit tough. So that's why I'm glad I mentioned the possibility of these on and off storm chances. And that's what we're getting. It's more pop up today and pop up tomorrow, but nonetheless, when do we warm up though? I know everyone wants to know that because we got a little cool. I do have an answer for you. Just going to hop over to the GFS here. And as we go through time, I'm going to put my mouse right over Milwaukee so you guys can see and keep your eyes peeled on the map here. So now we're on Saturday. Saturday, we'll ditch any of these rain chances that we have, which is great. We'll be in the 70s Saturday. Then we still have that easterly component to the wind. So it will be much warmer away from the lakefront. Look at the difference. Like this is 18Z. So we're at 69 degrees. at noon, basically along the lakefront, maybe 67 near the lakefront on Sunday. But if you go to Waukesha, 77, like total difference there. So much, much warmer away from the lakefront. And then going into Monday, you see all this heat. Oh, yeah. We're going to be tapping in on some nice heat going into next week. But it does come with rounds of showers and thunderstorms because we are still in an active pattern. The jet stream is still very unfortunately, it's very zonal. What does that mean? It means that we have a better chance of having systems going through. So if I go backwards here, you can see that we're kind of in the crosshairs. So the jet stream showcasing a nice ridge going on right here. But then as we go through time, okay, we're still under the ridge. Nothing going on Monday. Tuesday looks okay-ish. And then now we're back in that pattern where the jet can basically influence us with some increasing rain chances. A zonal flow means it's basically, I don't want to call it a stagnant flow, but it's more horizontally inclined. When you have a meridional flow, it's when the jet stream does all these dips and stuff. That's when you can have like a heat wave followed by a cool spell. We get a lot of that in spring and fall as, the seasons change. But in the summertime, that jet just retreats to the north and we stand under these big ridges and we likely don't get much in the way of storms because we're under a ridge. But man, we are in a zonal pattern for us. We are just smack dab right in the crosshairs of the jet for a while. That's a ridge. Look at that. That goes into Monday, the 23rd. I will tell you, the week of the 23rd through the 28th, I'm actually not in town. I'm going to be at a weather conference, so I won't be here. But that's going to be some heat. But we're also still in the jet a little bit. So I would say the 23rd through the 28th, it's going to be hot. And then the jet breaks down a little bit and we get under that pattern. So just kind of anticipate those changes. Otherwise, enjoy today. Again, we have those chances of those pop-up storms. You can see some of the activity now in the Dells heading for Waupun. Very light showers. It's nothing big. Anything kind of nasty is further to the west and it's not even that big of a deal. All of this activity is likely just going to keep pushing towards Oshkosh. So just a heads up if you are traveling in that area. I'll see you guys tomorrow.